Good evening to everybody present here. Our today's session is about tips and tricks in PowerPoint. So most of us have been using PowerPoint for a very long time, even maybe from our school days. But still, we do not know many small tricks that are available inside the PowerPoint, which will make it a better presentation. Okay, so something like this, you can add a GIF image behind your PowerPoint to make it live. Uh, so you have to change your settings. There are lots of setting options that can make your PowerPoint a better one, better tool, which are not displayed in your normal PowerPoint when you open. Okay, and I'll tell you the other tricks and shortcuts that we can use to align and make other things better. And we also have add-ins here, similar to add-ons in your Google form. Here we have add-ins which can be included along with your PowerPoint. Other tools that can be included along with your PowerPoint, which is a third-party app. Okay, so then we will discuss about the design tools, how to make a design using pictures, a better creative designs. And next we will see about the animation, creation of animation, and then about video creation using PowerPoint, and last about the authoring tools. Okay, so this is going to be our today's session. So first, let us start with the settings tool. So this is about the settings tool. You need to know about all these topics. Quick access toolbar, which is used for easy access. Customize the ribbon to add features. Search tool to ask your PPT whatever you want, and speak command to speak instead of you. It can read out loud, and then recording tools and drawing tools. So these are the tools which can be used inside your PowerPoint, which has to be created. So let me end the show right now and directly take you into the demo session. So in this demo session itself, let me show you. So first, the quick access toolbar, we should know about the titles used here in this PowerPoint. So this red color bar, which is on the top, is called as the quick access toolbar. For a few people, this will be present below this. And the second portion where all our tools are available to select and use it inside our document is called as a ribbon. So this is called as ribbon, and the above portion is called as a quick access toolbar, QAT. So that is the normal short term used here. So these are the quick access tools that I have added. See, this is to save. So whenever you want to save, you need not go to file, search, then click save. You can directly click here to save again. And when you want auto save, you can turn it on. It will automatically save after every 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That you can change in the settings. And slideshow to start from the beginning, and text drawing tool, which I am going to use regularly. I have placed it here on the top. Similarly, you can add any other tool that you need here. So for that, I will click this arrow mark. So and then I'll go to more commands. See, let me search. I need a speak button here. Okay, so speak is not a button which is not regularly available in our toolbars anywhere. You cannot get that. So let me find where it is. So find out what are the commands that are not in the ribbon. So these many commands are not available in the ribbon, but still you can use it. These are the tools available inside PowerPoint which are not displayed for us to see. So let me search, go to yes directly. So yes, in yes, I have a tool called speak. So let me add this tool here, and when I say OK, I'll get it here. So this is the toolbar present here, speak select text. So you can select a text and make your system to speak. So that is the toolbar which is being added. Or for example, if you need this format painter to be added to the quick access toolbar, because we need all the text to be typed in the same format. So I can add this directly here. I'll get this here. So when you select any text, that will be enabled here, right? You can see that. So when I want this format to be used in the other text also, I can click on this and use it immediately. So that is use of this quick access toolbar. So whatever you need regularly, you can bring it here and use it for immediate access. Then second one is about the customized ribbon. See, in customized ribbon itself, our Microsoft PowerPoint has hidden many tools which are not displayed to us regularly. You might think these options are not available in your Microsoft PowerPoint. So let me show you. For example, see, before that I'll show you these are the tools available here. So home, insert, design, transitions, animations, slideshow, review, view, add-ins, help. So these many tools are available here. Let me show you the other command tools which are not shown here, which are hidden. So go anywhere in your ribbon, click on the ribbon. So when you click on the ribbon anywhere in the empty space, you will get these tools here. When you click on the customize the ribbon, again the same commands opens here, but here it shows what are the tools that can be added in the ribbon in the main tabs. So these are the tabs available there for you. You can see there are tabs which are not available for you. So draw is a tab, so you can draw diagrams easily. These tools are available inside this draw tab, which is not displayed actually. So I'm adding a draw tab. So previously you can see on the top you don't have a draw tab here. Okay, so I'm adding a draw tab. Similarly, I don't have a recording tab. See, you can see here I don't have a recording tab. So this recording tab is used for recording your videos, converting your PPTs into videos easily. Okay, so other than that, you might have known that while saving your PPT file, you can save it as an MPEG file, video file. You can save it as a JPEG file, an image file. So all these are available in your save options. But do you know you can create a video within your PPT? So those options are available only with this recording command toolbar. So you have to select this and I'm clicking OK. See, now you can see I have got a draw. So this was not available earlier. And then I have added a recording toolbar where you will get all these record your slideshow, screenshots, screen recording, video recording, audio recording. All these tools were not previously displayed. Okay, so they were hidden within your PowerPoint. So you can enable all these by going to customize your ribbon and add your features. Similarly, search tool, we never know that why we have a search tool inside this. So why we want to use a search tool here in the Microsoft PowerPoint, right? So what is the use of this is when you are working with any page, when you need a tool to be used, when you want to make this slideshow a different one, when you want to make the size of the slide different. See, let me click slide. So immediately it shows what are the options available to change with my slide. So there is a slide master view, slide size. So when you go here, I can change the slide size immediately from this. So it helps you to search, navigate through all the options available in your Microsoft PowerPoint using this search tool. So you can ask my PPT to tell you whatever it is available in PPT. Okay. So we never need to go and search. Previously, we used to go to every tab and see where is the tool present here. So I'll go here and search for the tools, right? So instead of that, I can directly type here. It will show me. So for example, transition. And this is a translate. Okay. So whatever text I type here, it shows me immediately. Okay. Format. So what is the steps to format the background? So all these options will show immediately here, available here for me to use immediately. Okay. Similarly, a speak command. We never know there is a command called speak command, right? So as I've shown you right now, I added this speak command using customize toolbar. Do you remember? So what is the use of this speak command? Let me show you an example. And we added this recording tool and drawing tool into our ribbon, customize ribbon, right? So let me show you what is the use of this speak command. So when you are preparing a very big list to be typed in your PPT, and suppose if you are arranging for any event, you have a very big checklist typed in your PPT. We have to check all those list materials whether you have arranged for the next day event. Okay, so what you can do is you can select all this and ask your PPT to talk.
Settings, tricks, add-ins, design tools, animation, video creation, authoring tools.
Okay, so it will read out all the text that you have typed. Even a paragraph, if you select a paragraph, it will read out all the paragraphs and it will read out loud. And you can also make your students to use this to learn pronunciations for English. Sorry. So that will be the use of this tool, speak tool. That is an option available here, which we do not know that it is available. Okay, so let us come to the tricks now. In the tricks session, so these are the tricks that I'm going to tell you now. So let your computer speak. So that's what I have shown you. It will speak. And dictation. Do you know why do I need to dictate here to Microsoft PowerPoint? So let me show you. I'm going to use a text bar, text box, and I'm selecting the uh, text to be in white color. So I have not typed anything right now here. Okay, so I'll make it bigger for you to see it clearly. And this dictate is an add-in. As I said, I have added all these add-ins. I'll tell you later. So I'm using one of this add-in called as dictate. Okay, so after clicking this dictate, good evening. Welcome to today's session on tricks and tips in PowerPoint. Right? So I need not search and type in my text box and in my keyboard and prepare my content. If I have a book, textbook, I can read it loud. I can make my system to do the remaining work type instead of me. Okay, so because typing is a very tough task for us when we are not used to our keyboards, right? So this is one of the best options that we can use here. Okay, and there you will have multiple options also. You can dictate in any of these languages available here. So French, a faculty who is handling French, I know a faculty is handling French here, right? I think Vikas sir. So you can dictate in French. It will type in French. Okay, I do not know French, so maybe I don't use that. And similarly, translate. So let me use a translate text here. Again, I'll create a text box. I'll create a text box and I'm typing welcome. So this is for the language teachers, any language teachers. If you want to create your slides in other different languages, you can directly click here, type here, and then after creating your full slide also you can do this, not a single word. Let me show you. When you type TR itself, it will show translate. You can use this translator. So in this translator, after opening this translator, I am clicking this text. So you can see the text being displayed here, right? So when I select Hindi, it will display in Hindi. When I select French, it will display in French. When I select Tamil, it will display in Tamil. Varaverpu. If you want to type in Hindi, I select Hindi. So Swagat hai. Sorry. So all these are being transferred here alone, translated here alone, right? When you click insert, it will automatically replace it here. So you can see that. So the text is being typed in Hindi right now. Okay. And similarly, you want both English and Hindi. You need not replace it there. You can click it there and then press insert. Now you will get this along with your language. So this is how we can use it for teaching other languages, which will be very easy tool for us, right? Even this English, you need not sit and type. You can use dictate to type, to make the system to type, and then you can convert this into any other language that you expect. Okay, so that is the use of this translate tool. And similarly, let me show you the other tool available is the insert equation tool. I think, sorry. Let me insert a text box again here. So I'll also tell you it has a shortcut key. In the right hand side, I have mentioned all the shortcut keys. Let me go to that later. But this insert equation has a shortcut key called Alt plus equal to. So when you click on Alt and equal to, okay, so click on Alt and equal to, it will immediately ask you to type the equation here. You will have all the symbols present here. You can select the symbol and type the equation here. but again other symbols are available here. Whichever type of symbol, type of equation that you want to prepare, you will have all these options available here. But still, if you feel that writing the equation will be a better option for you, you can select this ink equation. So when you click on this ink equation, it will again open a new page. So let me show you a demo here. Okay. So I'm writing y is equal to a square plus b square. Okay. So when I say click insert, it inserted my equation, right? So this is how adding equations have become very easy with PowerPoint. You can create your question papers very easily just by writing, but we need to write those equations with our hand and mouse. That will be a tough task, maybe. Okay, and the other tricks that we need to know is smart lookup. So we, most of us doesn't know that there is a smart lookup available inside the PowerPoint. When we need to copy something from the internet, what we do is we go to the we will close this Microsoft PowerPoint, we will open a Google Chrome, we will search in Google search engine. Instead of that, let me show you here. Type smart. You will get smart lookup. Okay, so click on the smart lookup. You will see all the pages being opened here itself. Okay, so since I clicked my cursor in dictation, it has taken that as my search engine, and it has shown all the content related to that. So what is the meaning of dictation? Noun, you can pronounce it here itself, and pictures equivalent to it. So let me type a different text here. So for example, let me type British. So it will tell you about the Great Britain meaning and other web results. When you type British in your Google Chrome, it will always show all the contents that will be displayed. You can go for see more web results for the specific website that you need. In pictures, it will show the equivalent flags. When you want to copy the flags, you can directly click on this, and when you place it here, Control V, your image is being copied here, right? So you can see that the flag is being copied along with the reference by whom it has been taken. So if we do not want this, you can delete this. Okay. So that is the use of this smart lookup. So you need not go to a separate page while taking class. If you want, you can directly open here and search for that. Paste the images immediately. You can paste the contents directly into this. All these are the use of this smart lookup. Then slide size I have already shown you. When you type here slide size, it will show to change the size of the slide. What is the use of changing the size of the slide is when you want to design an image, for example, a certificate, a poster. You can do all these options with PowerPoint itself. You need not go for Photoshop. Photoshop in the sense I am telling about the Photoshop software. So all those options are available in PowerPoint itself. So you can do all this based upon the size of the certificate that you expect, size of the poster that you expect. You can select the size and then you can design it. Okay, so let me show you. When you click slide, it will show slide size. You can vary this, select the size. Normally we use widescreen size 16:9. If you want to change the custom slide size, you can change it according to your requirement. Okay, you can insert new slide. So when you type slide itself, will show all the other options also. So these are the tricks that are available, which we don't know that they are available, right? And these are the shortcuts that we need to know. Most probably we don't use these shortcuts. For example, there is an option called master slide. So we don't know that why do we need to create a master slide. We create slides, we work on individual slides, right? So every content that we need to change, we change in individual slides. So instead of doing that, you can use this master slide. Sorry. So For that, you have a button here, a symbol at the bottom. You can see the normal view, and this is the other view. So it changes the view of your PowerPoint, right? So press the shift button and press this button. Press this symbol. It will show a different setup. Okay, so this setup will not be available earlier. You cannot see it earlier. So when you click that alone, you can see this. You will have a master slide. So whatever you type in the master slide, immediately you can go on to the next slide or change to the other slide and type it there. So you can, if you want a footer to be typed continuously, you can type the footer in the every slide. Transition between all the slides becomes easier for you when you use this master slide. Okay, so copying and pasting in between first slide and the 10th slide will become easier for you if you do this, and this will be your master slide. Okay, so any changes in the master slide also affects in the other slides. So this is how we can use this. And most of us doesn't know that we can create sections inside our PPT. As we use Google Sheets and spreadsheets, no, we used to create sheets, separate sheets, pages, right? So in the first page, I'll have different content. In the second page, first page, I'll have my name list. Second page, I'll have their first test mark. In third page, I'll have my second test mark. So like that, I'll have separate sheets where I have different contents, right? Similarly, for example, I'm creating a PowerPoint for my subject. First subject is about the physiology. So first topic is about physiology. Second topic is about the organs. Third topic is about the testing methods, instruments used for testing. So if these are the topics present in my first unit itself, I can prepare a single PPT and divide them into those topics. So first topic alone will be used for first topic, physiology. So how to create that? To create a section, you can press Control plus lesser than symbol, okay, or greater than symbol. So greater than symbol is to merge with the other one. So to remove the content created. So can you see it here? I have created a topic. So let me make this bigger. So you can see this here. I have divided sections. My first section was about the content section, and my second section was about the tricks, and my third section is going to be about my design tools. Okay, so suppose if I don't want to display my second topic, I'm not going to take second topic, I can minimize this. So remaining slides alone will be available for me. And after finishing the first unit, I want to minimize that, I can move this. So now I can work on the third topic. Okay, so this is how I can divide the topics. And also if multiple faculties are working in a single PPT, you can make this as a best option to divide their based on their names. So it shows the number of slides available here. Okay, so you can click on this and rename. So for example, if first topic is going to be by KK, myself, I'm naming it as KK. And second portion is going to be explained by Sri Priya ma'am. I'm naming it as SP. Okay, so for every faculty, I can divide the portions, I can give them. They can insert slides in between, they can work on, and I will minimize this. If I want to move this position also, I can change. Say I can drag this directly, bring it to the last portion. Or if I want to insert in between, I can place it here, wherever I need. Okay, so now you can see when I expand this, it has come to the third portion after the SP's presentation. Okay, so again I'm minimizing this, I'm dragging this to the top portion. So again my first slide is restored to the same position. Okay, so this is how we can use all this for this particular purpose. Okay, so that is the advantage of this creation of sections. So if you don't want, you can merge them. So you can right click on that, you can see remove section and the slides. So you can delete these slides also. If you want to move, you can move up or down. You can collapse all means all the sections will become a single section. Okay, so all these are the advantages of creating a section inside a PowerPoint. And you can reorder them. Reordering bullets. So let me show you an example here itself. See, I have typed these many topics in shortcuts, but after typing 10 to 20 topics, I found that this fonts and these contents are to be reordered in different way. What we regularly used to do is select this content, cut this content, then go to the place where I need to place it, then I press an enter, I move up, I press Control V, I replace that. Instead of all that, see, let me show you. I need to move this section pane upward. Okay, so press Alt, Shift, and use upward arrow. I can move it to any position that I want. Okay, or for example, I need to move continuous topics. I can select any number of topics, all these topics, press Alt, Shift, and move. So I can replace it anywhere I need. So these are the shortcuts that are available here, which will be easier for us to work with. Okay, user friendly. And then after reordering the slides, reordering the bullets, you can change the font size. So regularly what we used to do is we go to this section, select the size, and see whether the size is correct or not, it fits into the table or not. If not, I go back again, select the text, and then I go back here. I see the size. After fitting in, I imagine that okay, I don't like this size, I want to increase this size. So we do this again and again, right? So instead of that, what I can do is I can select this. I can use Control and flower bracket. If you press the opening flower bracket, it will reduce the size. You can see here. If you press the closing flower bracket, it will increase the size. Okay, so this is an easier option because we do this regularly, right? And one more thing is font size in shapes is very difficult task. So let me show you that example also. When you place it inside a shape, it is very difficult for us to change the size of the font. Okay, so to do that, you have to use Control plus Shift and your less than symbol and greater than symbol. So I can select this text box, not the text box, actually the shape. Okay, you can see a blue color shape background, and after selecting this, press Control Shift and use the small less than symbol to reduce the size, greater than symbol to increase the size. Okay, and if you want all these to be done at the same time, again, don't waste time in doing all this or clicking the format toolbar, selecting the format tool, then selecting all these individually. Okay, you can just click outside and select all these shapes and use the same Control Shift, less than arrow, greater than arrow. Less than arrow to reduce the size, greater than arrow to increase the size. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can do it here. Okay, and inserting equation, ink equation, I have already told you. Add notes. So add notes is the bottom portion which is available here. You can see here, you can use this to type your notes materials here. And most of us doesn't know why to use this. Maybe I have a picture here, I should explain the picture content here or a detailed report here. Why should I type a detailed report here? Most of us type the full detailed report in the slide itself. Okay, so I'll tell you the usage of that in the other coming slides. So first let us know how to use this. So when I use Control Alt, Control Shift H, you can disable that add notes bar. When you press again Control Shift H, you can enable that. Okay, so I'll tell you where to use and how to use this. And while drawing your object, so drawing an object, drawing an image is a very difficult task for us in the PPT, right? So let me show you an example. So when I want to insert a square, so when I draw a square, see, I never get a equal size. I will have a doubt whether it is an equal size or not. So do you think this is equal size? This square is of equal size. Let me fill it with other color. So do you think this is equal size square? No, you can see it here and check it, right? So it is 3.34 centimeter and width is 3.92 centimeter. So this is not an equal square. Similarly, let me draw another example. Draw a circle. And drawing a circle is the most difficult part. Let me fill this with another color. So again, do you think this is a perfect circle? No, you can see here it is 3.93 centimeter and the width is 4.18 centimeter. So the radius is not equal here. So this is not a circle, obviously, right? But we think it is a circle. So let me show you how to make it easily. So again, go to shapes, click on that shape. Now press the shift button and draw the shape. Your shape will be equal in size. Okay. So let me show you. I will change the color. So now you can see here 9.71, 9.71. So again, let me show you with a circle. So if you want to draw a circle, I have not pressed shift. Okay. So select circle, press shift, and then draw a circle. Whichever size you draw, you can see here the radius is equal in both the sides, 6.72, 6.72. So this is how you can draw the diagrams easily according to us to make it even. Okay. So these are simple tricks and shortcuts that we can use in PowerPoint to make our presentation easier and simpler. And this is one of the other tools which we do not know. If I want to arrange these pictures, draw a flow chart or any other different kind of arrangement I need to make with this kind of boxes, shapes, aligning this is a very difficult task, right? So let me show you one simple example. I want this to be arranged like a waterfall staircase arrangement with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the reverse direction, I need to arrange this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the other staircase model. Okay, so first let me show you how to use this. Previously, we used to check this, take this, place it here. Then we will place the other portion. We will see whether it is equally present or not. We do not know whether it is equal or not. So all these problems will be there, right? So let me show you that. So click outside, select all this. Okay, and in the shape format we have an option called align button. So we have never used this align button. I have never used this align button. So this align button is the most useful task to use this kind of shapes. So here you have two options: to align with the slide or align with the selected objects. Okay, so when you want to rearrange them with respect to a full stretch of the slide, you can enable this arrange with slide. If you want to arrange within this portion, then you have to select align selected objects. Okay, so now I have selected within the objects. Now go to align. Okay, first before that, let me place the first one somewhere else. Okay, then only I'll have equal weightage, equal gaps. So let me select this now. After selecting it, now I'm going to align. In this, select distribute horizontally. So distribute horizontally. After that, align distribute vertically. Okay. So now after aligning this, now you will get a equal model, right? If you want a staircase, so let me move this randomly. But now again I do not know whether they are equally arranged or not. So I am selecting this, going to align, distribute horizontally, align, distribute vertically. So you can see the staircase gap is equal here, and the gap between all the boxes will become equal here. Similarly, I want this to be arranged in this direction. Okay, with respect to this one. So select this, again go to shape format, align. Okay, so now you can see it is aligned in equal gaps in the equal order, and you will have a perfect design. So this is how you can rearrange these shapes using this align. Or else if you want all these to be present in one particular place. Thank you. One particular place, you can select this align, click on align to left. So all these will be aligned to left. Now click on align, distribute horizontally, distribute vertically. You can see they have aligned equally, right? So these are the shortcuts that we can use here. Okay. So suppose if I want to arrange this with respect to this slide, align to slide, align left, align to top, align to middle. So all these options are available. You can align anywhere. So since I gave align to center, every box has been aligned to center, and you can use this method to find out whether all the boxes that you have drawn is of same size and shape. Okay. So suppose if you have drawn this and if you want this to be reused again, if you want to copy paste, you can press on Control Shift. You can drag. You can immediately get a copy of that. Okay. And while doing this, what happens? You can see whether they are aligned correctly or not. Right. So when you want to align, it becomes easier. Similarly, drawing a single line. We know drawing is very difficult. In drawing also, while drawing a line or an arrow mark, you have an option. When you click the right click button, you will have lock drawing mode. So we have never used this mode, and this will be a very useful tool when you are drawing flowcharts for computer science faculties. So when you want to select one and get it to the center and select the second one, you can draw it. You need not go and click again and again. Okay, select the third one and place it here. You can click from here and mark it here. Okay, so this locks the other block where you are taking your picture. Okay, if you want to move also, you can move this. Okay, so this is the use of this lock drawing mode. Okay, so let us go to the next one. So this is about our design tools. And see, this is also, before going to the design tools, let me show you that all the add-ins that I have added, because all these options that I'm going to show you next is based upon the add-ins that I have used. Okay, so here in the home page itself, you can see the add-ins that I have added is a dictate, is the first add-in that I have used. Then design ideas is the second add-in. Comic characters is the third one. Haiku deck is for adding the pictures. Comic characters to add the characters. I'll show you a demo also. Then haiku characters, haiku deck is for adding images from the net directly. You can search here and you can place it for templates also. Okay, so let me go faster. We are running out of time. So let me say take this example. All these are different pictures of different sizes and shapes. But when I have placed it here, you know, how did I place this? How beautiful it looks when I place all these three images, right? So I have placed this here, and it was rearranged for me only by this tool called Design Ideas. See, I can use this tool. I have used this tool. You can see it here, available here. So if I want it to happen in a different way, see, I can use it here in this way. So this is how I can make my picture presentation look better with the different pictures in the different order. And if you want the other styles also, it will be available here. So whichever style you want, you can use it from here. And this is a free add-in available for the Microsoft. Okay, so more design ideas will be available. You will also have circular shapes and many other things, but this works only with the internet, because these things are directly taken from the internet. Okay. And the next one is about the drawing tools. So in design tools, we need to design many characters, right? So let me show you how to make an image transparent. Remove the background image. Okay, so I have taken this image. To remove a background image, if it is of same background color, if the background color is even it becomes very easy for us to remove the background color. Otherwise it becomes difficult. I'll show you with two examples. So one is with this. Here I have only two colors, black and white. So here if I remove, let me make it bigger for you to view it clearly. Okay, so you can see the background color is white and black. So I'm going to the picture format and I'm going to color. In color I have set transparent. So if I click this set transparent, and I'll get a pen tool here. So when I click on the place or the color which I have to remove, this does not work for a gradient color, background color. If it is changing multiple colors, this will not work clearly. So if it is only a black and white or two different colors, a solid background color, you can use this easily. Okay. So now you can see the image has become clear, right? So transparent, wherever you take, you will have only that image here. Okay, so I'll show you why I have done this. What is the use of this? Okay, so let me show you here. For this example, if I use the same technique, it will not work out. Let me use. See, I have removed the background color, which was white, but you can see the shadow which was drawn cannot be removed using this technique. Okay, so for that kind of methods, you have to use remove background. Okay, so in this remove background, you can indicate this pink color indicates the background which has to be removed, and this mark area, you can use this mark area to mark the place where you have to remove the background color. Okay, so I have selected mark areas to keep. Okay, so I have to use this. See, so still if I have, I can use this. Okay, and see, you can see pink color at the bottom of the heart also. So that area has to be kept. So I'm using mark area to be kept. So I'm going to click on this. So when you double click itself, it will take a few places where it has to keep the color, or else you can draw. You can press the left mouse button, and you can draw the place where you have to keep the areas. Okay, so now you can see. So if you say keep changes, now you can see my heart is kept with a transparent background. Okay, so this was just for an example. So if you take any images from the internet, all those images will have backgrounds. When you want to explain in your classroom for a student, you might expect that to be very neat without any background images. So this is the option to do that. So let me show the other example of using a comic character add-in. So if you want to narrate a story, you can use all these characters, comic characters available here. So let me select a beautiful girl from this as my comic character, and then I can select the outfit which I expect. So let me select any outfit that I want. So let me select this, and what is the pose that you expect for that character. So let me select any pose. So let me select this pose. So if you want to type a text here, you can see these comic characters as if they are speaking. You can type the text here and make stories using this. That is the use of this. So let me use this. So you can place this. You will get this placed here. Okay. So as soon as you place the image, your design idea will come forward to help you out. So I'm closing that design ideas. Now I'm using this as the background. You can adjust the size of this. Right. So how does it look? It looks as if you have created created a comic character, right? So let me show you with help of this comic characters. Go back to the comic characters. I have selected this character, and I have selected this comic character, and using the poses available itself, you can create any stories and narrate them. See, all are different poses. You can use them to make them explain a story. So let me show you a demo here. So with this, you can see all these poses available here are placed here. Now I have made it into a animation. Okay, so let me show this example. Right, so the boy is trying to fly, thinking he is a super boy, but he is unable to fly. So this is a story that has been created by me to make a story using this comic characters available. Okay, and similarly here the next tool, most important tool, is the crop tool, and we mostly find crop tool very difficult for us to crop as per our expectation, because if this is the image used, see this is a white background image, so here also you can remove the backgrounds and make this hand alone transparent. I have not done that. So if this is a hand and you can see the shape in the rectangular portion which is cut, I can use the crop tool. When I use the crop tool, only I can cut in the rectangular portion anywhere like this. Okay, but suppose imagine my hand or finger gets cut, but imagine I want to cut my hand and place it in the corner like this, where it should not come out of this square. So in the corner my hand should be exactly like this. How to cut this? See, you can cut this in this fashion, and see for the other direction. And one important technique here is I have not cut all these in these directions I expect. I have cut only one image. This was the image which I have cropped using this original image, and I have used to rotate all these using rotate option. This rotate option, I will select this here. Okay, by using this rotate option, I have used this, and after that flip. See, I have placed this here. You can see. So this is how I used one crop option and then use the rotate option to place according to my wish. Okay, but I'll tell you how to crop this in this different direction. When you want to crop this into a different direction, rotate this first into the angle which you need. And this technique most of us doesn't know. When you rotate again, if you press crop, it will show only in the rectangular direction because that was the image, original image, right? So I'm avoiding that. So after rotating it, what I'm doing is I'm right clicking it, right click on it, cut, and then while pasting, see, you will have two options here. So paste as a picture. So now this is my actual original picture. This becomes my original picture with this direction. Okay, so now if you press on picture format and crop, see, you can get this, right? Right. So this is how I place my hand here in this place. Yes, did you get it? So like this, any image you want, whichever direction you want to crop, you can crop it like this by pasting it, converting into the original image by pasting it again, cut and paste again. Okay, so that was the other technique. And in animations, there are lots of techniques that you can use to attract the people who are watching it. So in that we have different techniques. One is called as shift focus, zoom point. If time permits, I could have explained all these methods, but let me show you all these animations that I have made using these techniques.
So time.
Okay, sir. So these are the techniques available to attract the audience. And so see, this is the animation that I have created, and this is the hand which I have used. Used similarly as I have shown. I have removed the background. I have made this transparent transparent background, and I have created this handwriting animation. How to make your hand move along with your text. So all these are done only with the help of animations available in PowerPoint. Okay, so there is an animation called let me select this. So there is an animation. In animation, if you go to more animations, you will have custom path. Okay, so when you select the custom path, you can make your image to move in any direction. So that is how I have framed this handwriting. Can you see that at the bottom? You can see it at the bottom. So the lighter image which shows is the handwriting which I have created, which was placed on this. Okay, so after placing on this, and if I draw the custom path, based on that custom path, my hand will move. This is the image which was showing as if it was drawing, it was writing the text. Okay, similarly you might have seen the Kuti Story Vijay's song from Master, where they have made the images just using whiteboard animation. Okay, so you can make those whiteboard animations also using this. See, these images are not drawn by me, they have just insert, I have just inserted using this icon symbol. So previously it was called clip arts, right? So now it is called as icons. So in these icons you'll have varieties of icons that you can load here using these icons only I have loaded. Okay, see, from this technology only I have taken that mobile and the remote. Okay, so from this only I have taken that image. These clip arts, you can use any of these clip arts there. After placing it, you can select it. Actually, it will be a single image. After selecting it, if you right click, you can ungroup them. Okay, if you click on the top of that, you'll have an option called ungroup. Okay, previously, now I have ungrouped everything, so it doesn't show that. So after ungrouping them, if you make appear animation, in animation you'll have appear and fade. Okay, so when you make that animation, it will show as if you are drawing it one by one. Okay, now as I have used for handwriting, I use a hand symbol over this image, then it will show you as if that hand is drawing all these images. Okay, so I have made it slowly for you to understand this is how those videos were created. Okay, and this one more animation which I have made, so let me show you. And this is not a video, this is an animation made only with PPT. So you can see the clock ticking, and when the clock ticks, the other points are being loaded. Okay, so this itself will take more than 15-20 minutes to explain. So we are running short of time and we have more other important topics to be covered. So let me show you how to make simple animations. See, let me show you that first. So if you think this is the image in this picture right now, and when I do the animation, it comes here. Okay. So what you might think is, we select this image separately. We use left entry. We use this, select this image. Use right entry. Select this text. Add a top entry. All these animations might have been selected, right? But I have not done that. You can see this here. I have kept this image in the center, and in this next slide, I have kept the image in the exact positions where I need. Okay, you can see this. So let me show this image, and here let me minimize this and show you. See, you can see those images were present outside. I have dragged it outside my slide, and then I have used a simple transition for every slide. So I have used this morph transition technique. When I transit here, see, morph is being transmitted, selected here. When I do this morph transition, what happens? All these images, wherever it is present, it comes to the exact place where it should be. Okay, this is how morphing transition takes place. Okay, and let me complete with a few videos. So I should stop sharing this and connect it to that video, right? Let me open the video first. Okay, so So this animation was not created with any other very tough tools. It was created only with PPT, and I have created that animation. Okay, and previously in my first PPT also I have shown you a image of a tree growing and then all the technologies falling down. All those were made only with the help of this tool. So let me complete with the recording tool, which is the most important tool that I should have covered right now. So let me take and explain you. We are starting with this page. Okay. So we have added this recording tool using our customized ribbon button. After that, you will get all these options. So let me go to record slide. Okay, so record from current slide means only from with this slide my recording will start, and I can see all the slides available here. When I click on this, my previous slide will move. Okay, so I can use my recording voice to record my content, and here I have this notes. So can you see I have added a notes here? You can read this, but when you record, this will not be visible in the video. When you can convert it into a video, these notes will not be available displayed in the video. Okay, except this white screen, the actual video content, all the other outside contents will not be recorded as a video. So if you are unable to read, this is how you can read a news also, news content, full page content. Okay, if you have any number of paragraphs, you can add the paragraphs, increase the size, you can drag them, move them, and explain. Okay, and decrease the font size visible to you. Okay, you will have other tools here. So when you right click, you will have pointer options. You can use laser pointer. When you use laser pointer here, that will be recorded in the video. Okay, you can use a pen tool. You can use pen tool to mark and explain. You can use a highlighter tool. You can select a color, and you can highlight a content and explain the video. So all these will be recorded in the video. Okay, so I'll undo it. Okay, so you can erase it using this eraser tool. Now I have used this content to prepare a video. So let me explain you this. Okay, after from this slide, let me use a pointer, laser pointer, so that I'll use a pointer here. Outside will be a normal arrow. So we are going to move to this slide. In the second slide, I'll have separate content to be read out, and the third slide I don't have notes. So let us record all these three videos alone, these three slides alone as a video. Okay. So shall I start recording? So here also you have another option called turn camera on. This was the most important option that I should explain you. Since I have used my camera here for your Google Meet, I cannot use the camera here. It will not work. See, it will not work because one tool can be used for only one software. So first let me stop the camera there. Okay, so I'm stopping my video in the, I'm disabling my video in this Google, and then I'm going to my presentation. Now I'm going to my record slide. So in this record slide, now I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to read this notes present here. Okay, I'll make it visible for me. So let me start. And now if you want to add your video here, you can add here. So you can see my video present. Adjust it according to your requirement, the camera according to your requirement. And so your full video content will be prepared with the slideshow as well as your video at the bottom. These are your notes and materials can be prepared and uploaded and provided as a certification course or online courses. Okay, you can see NPTEL courses with video of the faculty there with these slides where they can explain. They will write using this pen. All this happens, right? So this is how you can use it. Let me show a demo and let me complete with this. Okay, so we'll start recording. After 3, 2, 1, starts. So this slide is to explain to change the design using design ideas and use laser pointer to the content, to use pen tools, and mark any content. I can use a highlighter to indicate any content. All this can be done with the help of this particular tool. And this option was used with the help of transition, and in transition we have an option called morph transition. Using that we have created this animation. And with this, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you. So I have stopped recording. Okay, so now I have recorded all this. I have stopped recording. Now if you want to replay, you can replay from that particular slide. Okay, so from the first slide, let me play it again. So whatever we recorded will play back again. Okay, listen. So this slide is to explain change the design using design ideas and use laser pointer content to use pen tools and mark any content. I can use a highlighter to indicate any content. All this can be done with the help of this particular tool. And this option was used with the help of transition, and in transition we have an option called mark transition that we have created this. If you have any queries, you can ask. Thank you. Okay, so this was the video which was created. This was the video which was created, and you have that. If you want to clear that, if you don't like that particular video, I have moved on the slide, that's why. Okay, so this was the first slide where we have recorded. So if I move on to this slide and if I click here, it will show clear the recordings on the current slide or clear recordings on the all slides. If you want to re-record for this particular slide alone, so here what we should do is, while moving from one slide to another slide, you should not talk. Okay, so complete your content for that particular slide, move on to the next slide, then you can start your recording for the next slide. So if you do like this, for every slide you will have the content clearly without any transitions in between. And if you want to redo any content, you can redo for that particular slide alone, clear that particular slide, current slide, and you can re-record again. And after that you can store your video as a video. Okay, so let me show that also. Okay, so after that I am closing this window. Okay, so you can see here I have that image and the video being recorded here. Okay, so if you want to save this, you can export this video. So it will be created as a video, and in video you can have options of having a full HD option or with the lesser versions. Okay, whichever standard you want, you can use that standard. Okay, and you can create a video using this. I'm not creating a video using this, and I'll tell you the other options also. You can save it as a PowerPoint show. I'll show you exporting it as a save as a show. This is the option here. So exporting it and saving it as a PowerPoint show is the most beautiful thing that you can do with this PowerPoint, because we might have used PowerPoint shows where our full video, full PowerPoint will play continuously. Okay, but you know what is the advantage of using this PowerPoint show after using this video tool, video narration tool? After using that, when you play a video, for example, if you are telling a story and if you want to cut a portion of that, if you are explaining the first slide, in the second slide you do not want to show or tell the students what happened, you can, while presenting the slide, for the first slide it will explain what happened. See, let me show you here. So this slide is to explain change the design using design ideas and use laser pointer content to use pen tools and mark any content. I can use a highlighter to indicate any content. All this can be done with the help of this particular tool. Okay, so this is second slide, right? So I'm stopping this. So what I'm going to do is, after that directly I can shift to the next slide in the slideshow. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Okay, so directly I can stop these things and I can ask my students a question. What do you think that might have happened in between? If it is a story, if you want to make a suspense in between, you can leave that portion and explain the climax as the student what might have happened. Leave it to their imagination. Then you can show them this is what happened. You can play this slide alone again. Okay, so that is the advantage of using this, saving this as a PowerPoint show which cannot be done if you are exporting it as a full video. Okay, so that was the advantage of this recording tool. Using this, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the whole world. Okay, so please remember that you are that one change who can change this whole world. Okay, with this we are closing today's session. Thank you.